Today, God announces that heavenly recorders have been activated in your life. The angelic recorders are recording every tear, prayer, and cry from your heart as you invoke me in your misery. My voice declares the Father, including the thunderous voice with which I now announce over your life. It is sufficient. I will end misery, distress, and struggle. I am defined by my identity and actions, and I have inscribed El Shaddai on your heart and forehead, because I am abundantly sufficient and eager to intervene on your behalf, asserts the Father. This is a critical moment as you transition into the receiving season under my leadership. The Father says that there will be no longer delays, no longer wonder. Will this ever change? Yes, my son and daughter, I have upheld my faithfulness in your lives, and I am providing the response, provision, and transformation that you have desired from me. Seek it, anticipate it, and aspire for it, since your trust is now giving substance to what you have asked of me. I received my prophetic message from Prophet Tim Fox. I'd want to convey my gratitude for your pledge that my spouse would find work within 30 days. Following that contact, my husband received a call from a lighting company, where he has always worked. He was let off 3 years ago and has since been unable to find work in that field or other chances that have occurred. He landed an interview last Friday and got the job. Glorify the divine. Tim accurately presented the Rhema word from God. He starts on Wednesday of this week. It appears to be favorable, with some benefits. Tim also predicted that he would have a double salary. The work is not starting as planned. Nevertheless, the individual has assured that after finishing the remaining of his trainee electrical hours, which are expected within 4 months, he would be promoted to journeyman status, virtually tripling his former wage. As a result, I am grateful to God for this ministry and the folks involved. May God generously bless you and grant all of your heart's wishes. May heavenly grace be with you in all your endeavors. Thank you. Today, God asserts that change is desirable rather than negative. To get a unique result, one must take an uncommon strategy. Your reactions to my past remarks are far more powerful than your anticipation of my actions or words. My kingdom is a participating place, not just an observation gallery. Religion observes, whereas faith participates. Faith advances. Faith means taking chances and reaping rewards. What risks are you willing to take to advance and attain your goals? Disregard folks' superficial judgments and unwarranted power. After attaining the assigned targets and criteria, they will raise the requirements and impose a completely new set of expectations. The Father says that you are seated with Christ in the highest realms. With males, it is impossible to determine their position since egotistical people will always use your faults and vulnerabilities. I will change your weakness into strength, allowing you to overcome your vulnerabilities and fulfill my promises to you right now. God announces that He has witnessed your selfless service before Him today. While some may see your efforts as trivial, the Father does not see them that way. The Father cautions against worrying about the outcome or achievement. The outcome is my responsibility, as is the achievement. Direct your attention and vigilance on readiness and compliance. Your willingness and obedience will bring you the abundance of the land, as the Father confirms that kindness resides there for you. Your life appears bleak and unfruitful, yet I am the root that happily grows from your arid soil. Fill your valley of sorrow with channels of expectancy, because what I am about to offer will transcend your most lofty expectations. Are you ready? This is my present moment, so it is also yours. You will rejoice in the present moment, rather than yearning for remote assurance. Today, I will give you the opportunity to experience the essence and substance of what others refuse to believe. Rejoice and be glad, declares the Father, since this sadness has been converted into joy even now. Today, God says that He is transforming you from load to blessing. I urge you to execute the great relinquishing. I ask that you entirely and definitively give that situation, person, or problem to me today, and desist from revisiting it in the future. It is not your responsibility. Why should you strain your shoulders with the weight? My shoulders are broad and my sin is strong. Place your responsibilities on my back today, and I will guide you to a new realm in my spirit. Disregard your concerns, let go of your cares, and enter a state of carefreeness, for I am attending to your needs. The Father declares, I am devoted to your well-being. It is my essence and purpose. It is the era of yoke easy and burden light, and I urge you, my son and daughter, to let go of your burdens and allow me to support and ease your troubles with a constant and persistent grace. This is the gift of kindness I am offering you today, my darling. God declares today that I love you unconditionally and forever. My commitments show no gradients or degrees of fidelity. I will follow you until you have fully realized all of my promises. Can you take all as a measurement of my blessing? I do not exercise my will using puny percentages prescribed by the stagnating effect of doubt. I approach you today with the goal of doing full and complete work in your life. I'm not ignoring or neglecting any aspect of your life. I perceive and comprehend, and I am working even in the most dark recesses of your soul, where you lack the courage to gaze or even supplicate. I am present, declares the Father, administering the potency of the blood-stained hyssop of the cross on your behalf. The Father encourages you right now. Elevate yourself. Be entranced by my love and my constant watch over your life, for I am actively involved in mending and safeguarding you, and I will not allow any harm to come to you. God declares that there will be a united populace among you. Do not allow people with narrow perspectives to rebuild the dividing wall I demolished on the cross. I reaffirm that, to my understanding, there is no distinction between male and female, as well as no segregation, sex, cliques, parties, or divisions among you. I despise the behavior of those who identify my people as animals and treat them as disposable resources. I am currently bringing my people to a state of freedom. My goals today will not allow my people or you to be exploited for profit. You are loved, and anyone who harms or insults you will be held accountable by me, says your Father. Awaken from the enchantment of religious zeal and restore the sovereignty of my throne, which sits within you, because I am hearing you and working through you to fulfill my purpose and extend my kindness in this new day, proclaims your Father. God has instructed you to present your alabaster offering today, pouring it over my head and feet. Will you not embrace your Father's praise, worship, and gift? Will you not become the oil that makes my face shine at my Father's right hand? Continue to pour on my feet. Will they not be cleansed? As you have venerated me as sovereign in the celestial realm, now pay your respects at my feet on the terrestrial level. My feet, the feet of my body, my sons, and my daughters are filthy, dry, and bleeding. Will you not wash my feet today? The Father proclaims that you have done so unto me by washing the feet of the least among you. Seize the opportunity to wash and dry my feet with your tears and hair. Thus says the nail-scarred one, go forth now and seek my feet on the ground. When you wash those feet, I will accept your act of worship and take you into a new realm of closeness and fullness. It is my heart's goal and joy to provide a home for those who represent humility and service, allowing them to find their place in my embrace even now. God announces today, I am cleansing you. The Father proclaims, I am the purification. You do not need any additional solution. I am the cleansing and revitalizing resource you require. I live as I am, and my spirit surrounds you even now. I am one with you in both heart and spirit. Allow yourself to be transported by the currents of my compassion today, and feel the purifying of my grace. No more defilement, no more weeping. Unclean, unclean! You have been purified and emancipated by the waters of the Word and the utterances I deliver to you today. The Father allows you to be eternally altered. I give you the freedom to grow into the fullness of Christ, in whom I am present in the heavenly regions within you, just as you are within me. As a result, the Father urges you to accept the copious streams of compassion that are already cascading over you. Immerse yourself and be baptized in mercy, letting a river of compassion to flow from inside you to people burdened by shame and sin, particularly those imprisoned by past regrets and failures. Act as a compassionate vessel, extending to others the abundant and unrestrained love that I lavishly shower on you today. God declares today that you are blessed in your departures and arrivals. Your deeds evoke my presence and favor. The angels assigned to you plan their day based on even the smallest changes in your schedule and activities. My blessing for you goes beyond simple well wishes or shallow religious sentiments. My blessing for your life is that you thrive and succeed in all events and situations. The Father exclaims, I am with you. I stand with you and support you. I am aligned with you in all circumstances, including those you might have made if you had listened my advice. I withstood the reproaches leveled at you 2,000 years ago and continue to do so today. Nevertheless, I would prefer that you demonstrate a desire to listen. The Father says, I fully accept you. I embrace you unconditionally as my beloved, providing you all the rights that come with being my beloved. Yet be aware that my approval is a distinct matter. Acceptance is unequivocal. Nevertheless, approval must be justified. Accept the responsibility of my acceptance and integrate my values, connecting yourself with my intents and goals. I am raising you to be a beloved son who reflects my character rather than one of immaturity or folly. Listen to my voice, which reverberates in the calm between your thoughts. Remain calm and grasp. In this understanding, embrace my essence and not only enjoy my grace, but also demonstrate my characteristics in all of your relationships, even today. God proclaims today that His grace in your life has a revolutionary impact in ways you have yet to imagine. I enjoy expressing my admiration in unique, unorthodox, and rare ways. Expect my presence in your life today as I do the extraordinary in everyday affairs that others incorrectly believe I ignore. The Father claims that He keeps a constant record of every hair on your head and every cell in your body. Your organs and limbs are designated for sanctification and benefit by my hand. I go through your drawers and review your financial accounts. I am aware of each item of clothing and the last occasion on which you wore it. I am impassioned, eager, and ready to demonstrate my special grace on your behalf, O my darling. I am your sustenance and augmentation. I am keeping your personal items with the same care that kept the Israelites' shoes from decaying in the wilderness. They will inquire about your maintenance schedule and the products you use, to which you will laugh and say, It is the product line of Jehovah Jireh, for He cares for me in ways that are beyond measure. In the midst of the stress-laden, fear-driven culture around you, I am leading you to rest and favor as a sign and a wonder. They will see the enduring smile on your face and be compelled to learn who your Papa is and how to get to know Him. Jesus announces today that you are my designated heir. Proclaim and recognize this as your part of my authority. You have received Abraham's past benefits. I will honor those who support you, but I will condemn anyone in your life who disrespects you in any manner. I will bless you in all your activities today. Thus, expect and believe that I am proactively handling all of your concerns. The Father declares that you are an heir to Christ's advantages, which he attained through his perfect life and sacrificial death. The crucifixion was about more than just getting rid of sin, pain, illness, or sorrow. The crucifixion marked the beginning of a personal covenantal impartation that would have far-reaching consequences for your life. I have instilled in you the spiritual essence of my wholeness, sovereignty, and might. You are of my essence, formed in my image, as I declared in my word. God says today that my blessing is universally applicable. I will commend your correct deeds while also favoring your faults. My blessing is upon all of your activities, as I promised in my word. My blessing is not exclusively spiritual, as others believe. My blessing affects every aspect of your existence, from the earthly to the eternal. While sin causes degeneration, your presence in my kingdom promotes blessing, success, and favorable results. I do not respect human misery because it was entirely eased on the cross. Individuals with limited intellects and questioning hearts have misrepresented my purposes, states the Father. Every facet of illness, affliction, insufficiency, deprivation, or grief was completely redeemed at the cross. Demonstrate your confidence in my promise, and I assure you that you will experience the essence of everything that Calvary offers. This benefit was authorized by law and mercifully given to you by the new covenant, sealed with my dear Son's blood. As a result, anticipate the blessing and expect my favor, knowing that it is a gratuitous gift that I will not rescind as long as you continue to surrender to my everlasting love. Today, God reveals that your involvement in the school of the Spirit qualifies you for an advanced degree in the law of love. The law of love brings you to the source of the law of sowing and reaping, for love is my essence. The Father claims that coming into love is the same as entering into me. Responding with love envelopes you in my essence, and my wholeness surrounds you like a robe. Spiritual depth does not come from simply joining a deeper life club. The profound connection, where deep resonates with deep, is discovered in the area where compassion generates significant change. I've contacted you to give up your position and entitlement so that you can influence and affect change for a generation of orphans who are oblivious of their Father. I now entrust you to embody unyielding, unconditional love that is steadfast and faultless. Reject the distractions of small intellects and callous dispositions. Allow me to connect with your heart and verify my fatherhood amid a marginalized and oppressed people. This is my plan, and you are at my service today as you synchronize with the rhythm of my heart. God has instructed you to draw water from your cistern today. Resources for breakthrough, change, restoration, and healing are readily available to you now. My strength and power come from within, rather than from outside influences. External resources that are foreign to you are finite and will be depleted before your release occurs. In contrast, the rivers of life I have placed in you are inexhaustible and will never run dry, no matter how much you need them. Your Father indicates that the streams of my Spirit do not come from an external source. The springs of living water flow from within you, saturating, rejuvenating, and redefining your entire existence. Instruct those streams to spring forth. Proclaim to the revitalizing essence within you. Evoke the river of living water that I have instilled within you today, and that powerful current will emanate and transform the entire terrain of your life for your benefit and my glory. God declares that you are favored both in urban and rural settings today. Exert yourself to establish control. The soles of your feet and the treads of your tires delineate the extent of your residence and the limits of your prosperity. Inquire of me, and I will bestow upon you the riches of the nations as a legacy. I am not constrained by the avaricious, self-serving motives of individuals deluded by their interests. As a result, prepare yourself for blessings rather than misfortunes today, declares the Father. Engage with the assignment and contribute your utmost effort. Choose to refrain from emulating people who withhold the resources of this world to their detriment. Grasping and clinging to scarce resources will not equip you for the future. Rejoice fully, for I will nourish you in prosperous times and sustain you in adversity. By choosing to be a water walker, you will witness my surprise interventions becoming a regular event in your life. It is time to relinquish your expectations regarding my potential actions in your life and prepare yourself for my definitive actions. The Father asserts that he is not constrained in his activities by the ideas of religious ideologies clouded by ignorance, and I am capable of undertaking any action I desire at any time without consulting. The Father declares, I love you. My affection for you necessitated the cross, which quantified the extent of my commitment to emancipate you from the realm of darkness into the kingdom of light. Disregard those who assert I will not or cannot, for my love compels me, and I have already illustrated by the shed blood the extent to which my love will go to bless, favor, empower, and liberate you from all life's constraints and the adversary's attacks. Rejoice in. Angels proclaim today that my blessings are fervently seeking your life. My favor and blessing are either elusive nor unattainable. My blessings are drawn to my glory, which resides within you. The blessing bestowed upon Abraham, which transformed human history, is actively seeking you and will consistently influence your life. You are not alienated from me, because the blood of the cross has brought you close to me in unbreakable bonds. Your heart serves as the focal point of my blessing, which is enveloping you. The blessing is seizing you with an unwavering tenacity, asserts the Father. I bestow rain on both the righteous and the unrighteous, so even when you distance yourself from my benevolence due to shame and guilt, I continue to encompass you and replenish your mercy each morning on your behalf. Jesus Christ says that he has now promoted you to the highest positions on the world. You are both a principality and a sovereign body. You have dominion over the land, which is protected by my might. I encourage you today to express yourself fearlessly, since your words have meaning in the divine realm. If you insist that it says the Father will do it, if you do not articulate it, I shall stop from carrying it out. Even in everyday situations, you are an important part of the process by which I operate, perform, supply, and offer. Abandon the victim mentality, advise the Father, and adopt the position of conqueror. Continue steadily. Triumph. Refrain from submitting or shrinking, for my soul does not enjoy withdrawal. Claim and fully receive your given part from my throne. I have given you authority in my kingdom, and you are now in the celestial realms at my right hand. This is not a future possibility. Rather, it is an immediate reality made possible by the sacrificial blood of Calvary. The Father shouts, Rejoice and take joy, for the day of the Lord signifies release, and this day is set aside for you. God declares today that pain, despair, lack, and scarcity are not your birthright. I fully bore these deprivations on the cross so that you could be free of them. I have felt the deepest agony for every facet of disease, poverty, and rejection on the cross. I was crucified to alleviate your sorrows. When confronted with an adversary attack, determine that the prince of this world will have no opportunity to establish himself in your life. Proclaim in your heart, I will not surrender to the realm of darkness. When the adversary yells at you, the Father says, roar back. The text is infallible. If you oppose the devil, he will retreat. If the opponent is successful in defeating your opposition, the guarantee of my word will be rendered useless. Be aware that I have prepared and protected you. I have given you my name and the potency of the blood that was spilled. Make full use of this spiritual arsenal. Reject accepting a single setback or decline. Rely on my grace, as I am aware of your imperfections. I considered your fragility when I said you are still a conqueror. You are much more than a conqueror. You are my fortunate progeny, sanctioned in my name and equipped with the strength to overcome any obstacle. Jesus Christ says that today is a new beginning for you. Take the quill of your faith and write your commitment. The Father replies to your heart's request with a loud yes. I am not a stern and distant patriarch. I am your present and immediate Abba Father. The agony of Calvary was the price I paid to achieve real closeness with you in the present, rather than intermittent periods of cathartic emotional release. No human measurement can encompass or define the breadth of my love for you. Your task today is to receive affection. Today, your goal is to go out and embody what you adore. The Father instructs them to leave. Investigate the extent of my affection. I challenge you to be the cherished one today. I challenge you to determine the extent of my affection. They are beyond your power to traverse or dodge. The Father says, I have loved you and will continue to love you. I will love you, and there is nothing you can do to change that, for I have loved you since before the world began. Embrace that love now. Accept it as an expression of my love for you, and allow it to refresh you and lead you to profound peace. The ultimate release of rest that confirms your status as my beloved one. Today, God communicates that I will meet you throughout your journey, resulting in your permanent transformation. During Jacob's trip to confront his brother Esau, he evolved from a cunning manipulator to a respected figure among men. Avoid becoming sidetracked by life's current challenges. Your Father promises to meet you on your journey, and you will be transformed. I will radically change you such that even your most ardent enemies will want reconciliation with you. The Father makes a promise. I will rescue you from yourself and imprint the essence of my character and spirit upon you. It will be spoken of you, as it was of the early disciples. They recognized that they had been with Jesus. The fragrance of Christ will replace the repugnance of the body, which you occasionally despised. Your existence and character will be transformed into an offering of appreciation that even the angels will value, since the Father has uncovered a fragrant essence of allegiance and zeal for my presence, reign, and domain within your heart. Angels declare that today you will receive my plenty. The treasures of the mistaken are saved for those whose lives demonstrate a thorough understanding of my precepts. The wicked mock my actions. The righteous understand my paths and thrive. Upon my fall into the world, I assumed vulnerability in order to display my Father's glory. The same splendor is available to you today. Adorn yourself with the essence of my fullness. Articulate into the void and say, "Let there be light." Gaze into the chaos and shout, "Kingdom come." I have given you my power and anointing, allowing you to govern the earth as new creations created by my Father's hand. I have given you the Father's Zoe life so that you can reflect my glory. I have filled you with my love and decked you with my elegance. Venture forth into your day, confront the darkness, and experience the revelation of my glory. You are my lamp, and I will fill you with my light and splendor. You are my crown and authority, and I will use them against the oppressor. Don my Father's entire armor, recognizing it as your provision, protection, and development, For the banner of Jehovah Nissi unfurls over you in all its glory, declaring the guarantee of triumph, liberation, and deliverance in your life. Angels are pressing you today, son and daughter, to open your eyes and hearts to greater blessings and higher callings. Do not let life's trivialities derail your goals or impair your happiness. Challenges and adversity do not last forever. Trials and tribulations will eventually come to an end because they are caused by the domain of evil rather than my reign. You will not be confined, since I have announced life upon you, and life in abundance. I am going into the protected recess within you where you have earnestly desired that conditions change from their existing situation. I am putting new life, optimism, and enjoyment in you. I am rising you above deprivation, hardship, and verbal strife. Your existence and identity will not be bound by human limits or past mistakes. Your life will be defined by my promise, presence, supply, and protection, which are currently given upon you as a total shield of favor. Allow the generous Spirit to saturate you like water today. I live within you. Give me space to function in and through you to others. Display unflinching affection. Contribute generously. Give forgiveness without justification. Exhibit compassion, generosity, and forgiveness until your affection offends narrow-minded, dogmatic people whose love has become apathetic. Contact the undeserving and those who haven't returned your affection. Proclaim your feelings to them. I will love you and there is nothing you can do to change that. The Father announces the boldness of love. Men may place restrictions and limitations on you, but the essence of love is to transcend and radiate towards the most fundamental components of relationships and expectations. Love represents a distinct spiritual dimension that is immune to failure or defeat. Export all of your goals and desires to the domain of love, for this is the fullest expression of faith, which naturally fulfills every vision and desire generated in your heart by my incorruptible seed. I completed both the prophetic and advanced courses, which had a significant impact on my life. They have taught me how to hear the Father's voice, which has energized my spirit and helped me perceive God's presence within myself. As a result, my connection with God has evolved, and I am now always aware of His message. I strongly encourage anyone interested in learning to hear the Father's voice to participate in these classes. I assure you that your life will be irreversibly changed, and your spiritual journey will be permanently transformed. God is now asking if you choose peace or insight. It is impossible to own both. My thoughts are not the same as yours, and neither is my thinking. Allow my calm to take you to realms beyond human knowledge. You must submit your thinking to the authority of your human spirit, since I live in your heart and rule through your spirit. Abandon mental speculation and uncertainty, and accept my splendor. My splendor is within your spirit, and I will provide your needs today using its vast resources. On this day, I bestow upon you a peace that is beyond conception. On this day, you inherit signs, miracles, and wonders. I said in my word that you leave with joy and be directed with peace. Let this be your guiding word today. My delight stems from your contribution and future endeavor. All of my joy will continue with you as long as you keep your mind on me. I don't want you to exist without delight. Accept joy, viewing it as the precursor to every answered prayer and desire. Angels preach that you must now commit to never live under your privileges in my kingdom. The blood of the cross gives you the right, capacity, and strength to live a life of perpetual triumph. Weakness is not your fate. Failure is not your destiny. I will bring deliverers from Zion out of the wilderness of suffering and difficulty. You have a place on the roll call of the faithful. Invoke me, and I will respond with Here I am. Proclaim a matter, and it will appear before you and be confirmed. The adversary cannot strip you of my character, holiness, or grace. The Father tells you to raise your expectations. Do not underestimate yourself or downplay your contact with me. Do not underestimate your blessings or the fullness of the stature you are destined to embody. God is telling us to work during the day, because darkness comes when no one can. There is a time to seek inner peace and let the turmoil to subside. All flesh is similar to dust. When wicked cravings meet you, let your first response be to stare at the throne. The adversary's distractions will repeatedly attempt to divert your attention away from my presence, declares the Father. Resolve to focus on the throne even as the adversary attacks you with deception, intimidation, and oppression. I act as your protection and safeguard. When you focus on me and reject all distractions, the adversary's techniques only add to his demise, not yours. So, pursue the kingdom, says the Father. Proceed to anticipate my presence. Please allow me to steer you with my sight. When you turn to me, I will still the winds and waves and calm the tempests of humanity and malevolence on your behalf. Your faith in me will allow me to intervene in your situation more quickly, putting you in a stable position. Have faith in my loyalty, and I have fulfilled promises. I will always keep my promises, and I will never deplete heaven's resources on your behalf. Angels communicate that by volunteering your assistance today, you will obtain the transformation and shift you seek. Change is not deemed to have occurred unless it is implemented. Change claims that the Father is not harmful. Rather, change is beneficial. Persist in working with me. I will walk you through the changes, supporting both exterior and interior transformation. You may have occasionally looked in the mirror and disliked your reflection. The Father warns against that action. I value you exactly as you are. I will give you grace and the anointing that encourages transformation. The Father seeks collaboration. You collaborated with those who took advantage of your efforts and blamed their shortcomings on you. Avoid that action. Collaborate with me and follow my advice on a regular basis, and I will guide you to results that beyond your expectations. The Father affirms that the death of His saints is precious in His sight. You are crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, you live not due to your carnal nature, but because Christ lives within you. My invaluable promises will awaken the divine soul within you. Rise to righteousness today. Celebrate unity on this day. Awaken to a shared connection with me now. You are linked with me and share the same spirit. I have taken down the divider, and I do not live in man-made temples. Accept the concept of unity, for you are the temple of God, and He who is inside you is superior to he who exists in the world. This is your moment to awaken, declares the Father. Christ within you embodies your hope for glory, and He is the source of your being, action, and identity. Proceed now to realize my kingdom, my power, and my glory, as they are yours to possess and display. Cure the sick, expel demons, and revive the dead. You received it for free, thus you should give it for free. Commence, proclaims the Father. For I am here with you, actively collaborating, and I will validate your words with supporting signs. God says that when I hit Jacob's thigh, he hobbled from that day forward. Despite his limp, he was successful in changing his name. The covenant that transformed Jacob's name and changed his fate is also the covenant that surrounds you like a refiner's fire and fuller's soap. The Father says, I am working change in you. Jacob struggled until daylight, which resulted in a breakthrough, blessing, and transformation. The Father declares that you and I will collaborate in the great effort of faith. I will provide my energy and might to your quest. I will give you the grace to be adaptive, receptive, and submit to my will. The Father tells you to rest. I will not damage you. I will not damage you. I will convert you, and I am already transforming you. Your joy will be enormous in the future as you begin to grasp the full extent of my goodness that is currently manifesting in your life. Today, the Father says that achievement is not a mystery. It resides within me. All of my initiatives have been successful. You are my family, and our success is intimately tied. I want you to learn how to collaborate in it. In all circumstances, my desire is for you to seek, rely on, and use me. I'm your most significant asset. In retrospect, I am the only resource at your disposal. I am your comprehensive information source. Do not question my willingness or ability to contribute creatively to your life. I am capable of doing it. I can complete any task you can think of. I'm introducing you to unknown terrain. We are ascending jointly. The climb is less difficult than you believe. I want you to gain wisdom as we soar. I am looking for mature, competent individuals to lead my kingdom. I honestly mean it. You are the heirs to my being, and I want the family to run my company. Are you surprised at this? It should not to. I am confident in myself, and you are an essential part of me. That is something you should always remember. You and I are both fundamental parts of each other. We are unified. Walk confidently because you are loved by me, and no one can take that away from you. I adore you, you are my creation, and you are in perfect harmony with me. You, like me, are powerful. Take pleasure in the truth of that. Jesus Christ declares today that they do not understand you because they do not understand me. The Father claims that you are in good company. Join the ranks of my kingdom's servants who have been misconstrued, misrepresented, and mismanaged. This is an essential part of the beautiful experience. So, adjust to it and avoid taking offense. Disregard others' evaluations and your emotional attachment to their perceptions. Allow me to be your affirmation and source of confidence. Viewing oneself through the lens of others' expressions will always result in a mistaken perception. The Father urges you to see yourself as He sees you. Perceive yourself as lighted by the radiance of my splendor that I have permitted to shine from your face. I support and defend you. If you have my endorsement, don't be concerned about others' complaints. Recline and sleep peacefully, for I am directing you, and you will emerge polished like magnificent gold after this suffering. God asks you today whether you believe I will forsake you there. Ha ha ha! The one who resides in the skies will mock. He will mock those who refuse to kiss the sun. I've confirmed my paternity in your life, says the Father. What you have received from me was not given by man. I gave you a true and unadulterated source to drink from, and you are forever changed. Doesn't that feel better? Asked the Father. Nobody else could tolerate you, and if you were honest, you couldn't even tolerate yourself. I am offering you with a bath. I'm purifying you. I am cleansing, mending, and softening you in the same way that an infant bathes. I'm softening your look and connecting your gentle heart to an external compassion that will help people understand your true intents and feelings. Trust me, says the Father, this is the time for love. Today, the Father preaches that we should forget about the past and not dwell on it. Behold, I am starting a new venture. It has finally surfaced. Do you not recognize it? I'm making a route in the desert and channels in the bare ground. The Sovereign Lord declares, I give you a fresh start in all aspects of your life. You are to put your trust in me and live as if it is your last day, governing, dominating, and conquering as you go. I will communicate with you as I did with Moses. Remember that I have given you the Holy Spirit to strengthen you, assuring that nothing is impossible if you completely follow my instructions. Today, I release you from the years of training you thought would never end. The hidden years were critical, as I chose you as one of the few who will be designated as my true apostles and prophets. Remember, my lexicon contains no coincidences, just divine appointments. This is your day of new beginnings, and I encourage you to recognize it as such. Arise and shine, because your time has come, and the Lord's glory has risen on you. God states that now is the time for gathering rather than receding. Historically, it was necessary to isolate oneself from humanity and withdraw from the masses. I am changing that assignment today. Seize your staff, locate the prophet's sons, and then disclose your true identity. The Father announced that it was time to confer with the prophet's sons. While you did not meet all of their expectations, they have faced numerous hurdles since your last correspondence. They will now show a willing ear and offer a hand of fellowship. The Father recommends not to judge them severely. They are not dishonest wolves masquerading as sheep, but rather underdeveloped ones. They were not properly raised, and those responsible with their development opted to exploit them instead. The Father declares that he will face the false shepherds, who will suffer severely as a result, and then seek your assistance on how to escape their situation. Avoid exacerbating their sorrow. They're mine. Liberate them affectionately from their own misery. I will bear accountability from that point on. The Father proclaims today, do not consider yourselves inferior, inadequate, or deficient in any way, for you are my progeny, offspring of a superior being. Thus, you constitute a superior race of redeemed eternal beings endowed with ample intellect, insight, foresight, wisdom, and power to vanquish all opposition and overcome all obstacles. Each of you has been deliberately placed in various towns and villages around the world, where your gifts, duties, and mantles are critical to dismantling and destroying the enemy's strongholds. Divine decision determines your place. Do not try to flee the territory I have committed to you. You, my children, have the God of all creation living within you, bestowing wisdom and understanding abundantly. You have the dynamic strength that gloriously resurrected my son from the cold grip of death. Ascend in this transformative power and express my love to whomever you meet in the predetermined location where I have placed you. My brilliance is within you, and when it shines, it will obliterate all surrounding darkness. Victory is guaranteed. Go with confidence and embrace the sacred daring of your identity and heritage. God declares that you are the initiator of a new grandeur. The mantle of splendor initiator is bestowed upon you today, and you are the bearer of this splendor. You have been chosen as a carrier of my glory because you will not hold back. You will not try to limit or modify my actions. You will spread it to others, who will in turn spread what I am teaching them. You have had grief in the past because you did not exhibit my grandeur in a way that smart and worldly people considered fashionable. You do not follow fashion trends, rather you create them. Those who mocked my creation of you will soon emulate you like immature children once they see the strength and efficacy of the glory I am currently creating through you.